my name is NeesterHere. Welcome back to another Tierlist, my boys. So today we are going to be ranking what I would honestly say is probably the most underrated series of games of all time. And a lot of people don't even know what the hell these things even are, but these are the Jackbox game pack games. So what these are, they're little packs of like 5 games, right? And there's like 9 different packs, because they're like yearly, like annual kind of releases. And so what you do with these games is instead of playing, like with actual controls, you instead play these games on your phone, using the TV, using your phone. It's an absolute baller of an experience, my boys. And I feel like this series does not get the recognition that it deserves. So your boy is here to do the justice of this shit. And yeah, bro, I'm gonna be ranking all of the Jackbox games as their own entire separate things, not pretending that they're in packs and not pretending that they're with other guys. I'm literally just going to be basing this off of how good is this just to play with your buddies, the end. Also, a little disclaimer, this list that I found includes every single game, and I mean that as in every single game. So it also includes all the sequels, like you have Fibbage 1, 2, and then up here you got 3. I'm not going to be doing all of the sequels. I'm pretty much just going to be counting them as a whole because they're all practically the same thing. There is really nothing different between Quiplash 1, 2, and 3 besides just like the way it looks. So I'm just gonna be counting Quiplash as a whole. It just feels kind of redundant, like I'd be wasting a lot of space doing that. So let's get straight into the chat. I have these listed in the actual order of the packs as well, so we're gonna be starting with pack 1, and that is You Don't Know Jack. So this is like the staple of their series. This is the Mario of their series for them. And I gotta be 100% honest with you, bro. I'm not really the world's biggest fan of it. I know that this is pretty much where they got their start. This is where kind of, you know, everything began. This actually was like a game show in the 90s, and that's actually what inspired like all of these like little Jackbox games. But the actual You Don't Know Jack, I feel like is just not very fun. All it really is when you boil it down is just kind of a fucking just basic trivia game. But the questions are just about actors and shit. So, like, instead of a question to be like, yeah, what's an amazing Chinese restaurant? The question would be like, what is George Clooney's favorite restaurant? And it's just like, it has like a little quirkiness to it that no other thing has. And you can also buy this one just as a separate game. But I gotta be honest, man, You Don't Know Jack is kind of a dud. I'm not really feeling it. Every single time I play it, the group that I'm playing it with just kind of wants to end it and play something else. And yeah, it's really, I wouldn't say it's a bad game, because even just the classicness of it, you can't really give this a shit tier. But yeah, these first 2 packs, we're gonna get a lot of these kind of duds right off the gate. Up next, we got my personal first ever Jackbox game, and that is Drawful. So Drawful is how I was introduced to this, and I gotta be honest with you, dude. Drawful is one of the best fucking games I've ever seen. Like, it is one of the best party games ever made. You'll be given a weird-ass prompt on your phone, and then you have to draw it, and then everyone on screen guesses what it is. Very simple concept, but there's also a custom mode where you actually get to make your own prompts and shit, and that is where I feel like the majority of the fun comes from, because you could put all kinds of weird, crazy inside jokes and put like the most darkest, heinous, offensive shit you could ever think of, and you could put it in this. Drawful is just an absolute banger start to finish. I fucking love Drawful. I think that it is one of the best games in the entire franchise, and honestly, I'm really thinking an S. I could be persuaded for an A, because that first game is kind of a shitter. But as a whole, the series, S tier, baby. Let's go. Lie Swatter. I feel like Lie Swatter kind of gets a bad rap because, yeah, it's a fucking stinker. It's an actual F. But, like, it's not an F because it's, like, bad. It's an F because it's a bad Jackbox game, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So in Lie Swatter, what you do is you are given a true or false question, and you have to vote whether or not you think it is true or false. That is the entire game. And it is not really fun when you're playing on a Saturday night with all your buddies, but like if they were to play this game in schools, oh my god, dude, this would be a blast. This would be S tier all day. But it's just the context of when you'd be playing a Jackbox game, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's having fun, you know, it's nighttime, everyone's chilling, you with a bunch of buddies. Let's play true or false with random questions. No. Word Spud. This is known to be the worst Jackbox game in the entire series. This is known to be the most trash, even to the point where Jackbox himself makes fun of it. Which, yeah, this game is abysmal, but if you play it incorrectly, it's super fucking fun. Continuing the sentence and writing down whatever just comes to your mind is a lot of fun at the end of the day, but as a whole, the game itself is kind of a dud. I don't think it's an F just because of how much stupid shit you can make with it, but it's definitely like a low D. This is not a game you will ever play if you want it to be serious. This is a game where you literally have to break the rules in order for it to be fun. So it's either a really high F or a low D. Fibbage, more specifically Fibbage 3, but I'm going to count Fibbage as a whole for this. So the Fibbage series is really, really good. So what happens is you're going to get like a little trivia statement, I guess, because it's not really a question, but it's going to have something blank in it. So it's going to say like, yeah, back in 1997, somebody sent an explosive blank into a building, and it's not a bomb. So you have to guess what it is, and you have to put something down that sounds reasonable, but without making it obvious that you're full of shit. And so you could say something like chocolate, because I remember, this is actually a real story. So one of the answers is chocolate, and it was fucking right. It was explosive chocolate. And so you had to pretty much trick all your friends into thinking that you put the right sounding answer. And honestly, it's just an absolute blast, especially in Fibbage 3, when they introduce enough about you, and all of the questions are about you as a person, and it's just an absolute whole blast. I do think that it is a classic, and I do think that it's a timeless staple, but I don't think that I personally have, like, the drive to play it every single meetup, so I'm gonna give it an A. Bidiots is a game that I kind of forget exists a lot, because I don't really think it's that much of a fun game. So what you do in Bidiots is you are given a prompt, and you have to draw it, and then you're drawing, I'm trying to even remember how the fuck to even play this, because this is one of the most confusing games in the whole list. Your drawing is given a price, and then you kind of have to guess what the price of other people's artworks is worth. Like, it's really kind of a stinker. I know that a lot of people really like this game. Like, a lot of people would put it as their favorites, but every single time that I've ever played Bidiots, it's never went right. Everyone is either not having fun or the game is just laggy as shit. I don't know. For some reason, Bidiots, I just can't get behind. The process of it as well is just kind of more of a pain of like, wait, what am I doing? Instead of an actual, like, yeah, this is an easy to learn, pick up, play, fun experience. I'm not really a big fan of Bidiots. I think that it does have potential. I feel like if it was, like, simpler, because there's another game on this list that's just straight up confusing and stupid, but, like, I feel like with enough practice, I feel like Bidiots would be a lot of fun, but honestly, I can't really get into it very much, so I'm either thinking, like, a high D or, like, a low C, which I know some people are gonna get pissed off if I put Bidiots and Word Spud in the same fucking tier, but honestly, they're both the same thing. Like, they're both games that are not very fun. Bomb Corps. So, Bomb Corps is a game that for the longest time I actually said is my least favorite. Does that still stand? Probably. I've played Bomb Corps like 3 times ever since I started playing these games, and Bomb Corps kind of sucks dick. So if you remember that really fun viral game that happened a few years back where you have to detonate the bomb and another person has to like tell you like how to disarm it, this is pretty much that, except way more confusing and way less fun. Instead of it being like a game of like, all right, let's solve this and see what we can do, this is practically just 4 jackasses yelling at each other, and it's just like, it's just more chaotic and just not fun than anything else, because it's not like a strategic, like, okay, let me concentrate kind of thing, like, oh, let's piece this together, let's solve these little puzzles. But this one and another game coming up later, they're just not fun. They're just an absolute just pain. This game is a pain in the ass to play. Like, it is not. This one is actually the only game on this list, besides maybe like 2 others, that is genuinely a bad time. It's not even that, oh, it's a dud, or just like, oh yeah, we're just all kind of bored and melancholy here. No, this one actually sucks to play. Quiplash, just as a whole, Quiplash top of S, baby. Like, it's fucking Quiplash, dude. This is literally Cards Against Humanity, but instead of getting cards, you have your entire mind to work with. It's just the best. A player is given a cheeky little prompt, 2 people do a response to it, and then everyone else votes on which is the funniest answer. This game is so absolutely just 10 out of 10 perfect, it's not even funny. If you've played Jackbox before, then you have played Quiplash. That is just genuine fact. Earwax, besides the disgusting fucking name, Earwax is actually a lot of fun. Similar to Quiplash, it is literally Cards Against Humanity, like even with the cards and all that, but instead of being sentence building, it's more like sound effects. So the sound effect of a redneck wedding, and it'd be like a gunshot mixed with fucking marriage bells. Like, that's what Earwax is. It's a really fun game. It really is just Cards Against Humanity with sounds. And honestly, I dig it. Like, I don't think I have ever in my entire life played this game and didn't have a fun time with it. I want to put it in B just because I think it's not like an amazing game. But looking back on it, I don't have a single negative memory with it. We're going to put it in low A. Faking It. So this is a game that was super, super, super fun. But there is a game similar to it coming up later that kind of replaced it, because there's no reason you would ever play this game when you got the other one that I'll explain here in a little bit when it comes up. But Faking It It's kind of similar to Among Us. So what happens is everyone in the room is given a prompt except for one guy. That guy is the faker. The faker just has to bullshit his way through it and just not look suspicious like he didn't just get nothing on his phone. And it's a really fun time. You know, it's a great time. I really do enjoy it. It does lead to a lot of funny moments, but it's not a game that I would really ever be like, oh, we should play this. So honestly, I'm just going to give it a B, just because I do like it, but it's not that good to me. Guespionage. This is another game very similar to Faking It, where I really, really, really enjoy it. But it's never a game that I'd be like, bro, we should play this. So in this one, what you're doing is you're given a question about what is the percentage of people who like crunchy peanut butter. And then you will have to give a percentage of how many people they surveyed. Kind of have to guess what is the percentage of people who agreed with that statement. And then you kind of just go higher or lower, you know, you base it on that. It's a lot of fun. It's just a simple little cheeky little good boy fun game. But I don't think it has the staying power of a lot of these. Like, there is really no drive to play it, but it is a great time. You know, it really is an absolute good-ass time, and because of that, I'm just gonna keep it in B. I think it's just a solid, good game with really nothing holding it back. It's just good. Trivia Murder Party, baby. This one is a classic, baby. Right there, second place. Let's go. So Trivia Murder Party is probably one of the best games in the entire series. It really is like it's a hard-ass tie for Quiplash and then one other guy you got coming up here in a little bit. But Trivia Murder Party probably is one of the most complicated games in the entire series, mainly because of just how much shit there is to do. So what this is it's trivia questions, but every time that you get something wrong, you have to play it like a Mario Party style minigame to determine whether or not you're allowed to keep playing the game. If you're a ghost and you die, you could still win later in the down the line, but the actual questions themselves, the goal of it is obviously to get it right because you get more money and that builds up your score at the end. So Trivia Murder Party is an incredibly fun game. This is a game that I could play 100,000 times and never get bored once, even if the questions repeat, which is rare as shit, but even when that does happen, I don't give a fuck, because I'm still having me a blast of a time. That final round also is probably the most hype thing of any Jackbox game, period. I don't know a single moment besides maybe Push the Button where shit gets so intense. But yeah, Trivia Murder Party, it's just fantastic. TKO is a really fun one as well. I know I'm using this example a lot, but it really is true. It's similar to Cards Against Humanity, but instead of cards, now this one is drawing. So in this one, what you do is you are told to design a shirt. Two people are told to design a shirt, and then they go against each other. Everyone votes on which one they like most. And it just kind of keeps on going, kind of like a bracket style with like funny slogans and whatnot. The thing that really holds this game up, though, is just kind of the humor of it, obviously, as well, but the fact that you can make the shirts that you make in the game and literally make them printed in real life, that is just such an amazing touch, dude. And the fact that this one is also confirmed to get a sequel in this coming year, and when Pack 10 comes out. So TKO is an amazing game. I feel like I honestly want to play it more, because I feel like the group that I play Jackbox with, they don't really like TKO, or like they don't play it as much as I personally would like to, because I do love this game. This is an absolutely fantastic game, but it is kind of, I don't know, there are moments of this game where it does kind of drag, and I feel like that's a lot, that's many of the reasons why my group just kind of is like kind of turned off by it. But as a whole, though, this game is fantastic. Like, this game is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna give it an A tier. Bracketeering. So this game really depends on how many people you have playing. If you are playing this game with an even number of people, this game is fucking trash. This game is an F tier all day. But if you're playing this with an odd number, it's pretty fun. So in this one, all you do, you make a bracket. That's practically it. So it's just like fictional characters you want to fuck. Everyone puts down what they do, and everyone answer appears in like a March Madness style bracket. You vote for who's the best, and it is a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, though, it is very forgettable. There's really nothing to it. I would be down to play it a lot more if we had like a 5-person group, or even a 3-person group would be better than 4. Bracketeering just is kind of whatever. It's kind of very forgettable. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Not bad by any means, but it's just not for me. Survive the Internet. This is a game that I used to like a long time ago, but as time went on, I kind of disliked it like a bit more and more. Not by any bad reason. Like, it's still an amazing game, but it's just kind of a dud when you play it a shitload of times, because kind of the magic kind of wears off of like the absurdness of what you're doing, and it kind of just turns itself into a really weird formed Quiplash. Like, that's practically what this is. It's just Quiplash, but really structured horribly. It's kind of starting to become a game that I would never really want to play on my own merit. If someone else suggests it, I'm more than down. Let's run it up. But I would never really want to play it myself, so I'm going to put it just the top of C, because I think it's just okay. Monster Seeking Monster is a game that no matter how many times I play it, I can never fucking understand what the hell is going on. This is one of the more strategic games in the series, and it's just kind of weird. So what you have to do is you essentially have to sext people in the room with you, ask them for a date, and then you essentially have to play a game of Tinder with your fellow players. You will be revealed to have been a monster the whole time, and that monster can sabotage and do all kinds of different fun, like, little moves and abilities to, like, fuck with other players or gas up other players. It's a really cool idea, but in practice, I don't think that it's a game that... It feels unfinished, you know what I mean? It feels like the game is missing a lot of structure to it, to the point where it honestly is just like, what am I gonna do here? Like, what am I supposed to do? I feel like if you were to play this game a shitload, it would be fucking awesome, but me personally, I just really don't like it at all. Like, I've never had a single good experience with it. I just, it's not for me, man. So because of that, I'm going to put it in the top of D, because I feel like it has a lot of potential, but the game itself is kind of stinky. Civic Doodle. So besides the narrator being annoying as fuck, this game is actually pretty fun. So this is a drawing competition game, but the gimmick of it is that it's graffiti. I really do enjoy this game. I think it is actually very, very good, and I do believe it's kind of one of the more underrated games. Mainly just because of how simple the idea is. You create graffiti, everyone adds to it, go from there. Vote for your favorite. Like, it's a fun game. And it's just really simple. There's not really a whole lot of stuff to say about Civic Doodle, because it's just kind of point blank simple. I do enjoy it, though, a lot, so I'll give it, the top of B. Madverse City, baby. Madverse City, I would probably say, oh, no, I'd say it's a tie. Yeah. If we're talking about games that are not series, so, like, no Quiplash, Trivia Murders, none of that. If we're talking about just standalone one-time games, it is a damn close tie as to what is my favorite of all of those. And Madverse City, I'm honestly considering putting above Quiplash, because Madverse City is a game where you have to really be a certain audience member to understand it and to like it. And I really do understand that. I myself fit into that category. So in this one, what you do is you get paired off with someone in your group, and you have to literally write a freestyle diss track against another player, and then a text-to-speech robot will sing it. This game is responsible for so many fun memories, so many, like, amazing verses and stuff, so many just, like, oh my god, man, this game is just actually perfect. Like, I don't think that we ever played Jackbox without playing Madverse at least once. Like, it is just one of the only games on this list where it is literally required that we play it at some point in the night. Madverse City might honestly be my favorite game in the entire thing. It's a damn close tie with like a couple more guys, and obviously Quiplash and stuff like that, but Madverse City is just, yo, you can't get better, bro. Split the Room. So Split the Room is a game very similar to Civic Doodle and TKO, as in it's a game that I would like to play more, because I feel like it does have a lot of fun potential to it. It's just that my group personally doesn't really get into it that much. But just basing this on my opinion and my opinion alone, I would honest to God say that Split the Room is maybe like a high B. Low A, I'm teetering with a low A, but I'd say it's a high B, because Split the Room, what this one does is it gives you a hypothetical question, a giant paragraph like hypothetical question, but you make the catch, and then everyone in the room tries to, guess, hey, is this a tough decision of, oh, fuck, I don't know what I would do here, or is it an easy-ass answer? Because if it's an easy-ass answer, then you lose. The whole point of this is you want to literally split the room. You want to create chaos. You want to create a discussion, an argument. So if the prompt is you're allowed to end world hunger, but you have to stab yourself with a 4-inch blade every single morning, anywhere on your body. It's like, would some people do that realistically? Probably not. So that's what the discussion is. I think it's an amazing game with a whole lot of potential. I just don't really play it as much as I would like to, so I'm gonna give it the top of B. Patently Stupid. Patently Stupid is kind of a it's kind of a weird one in my opinion, because this is a game also very similar to TKO and Split the Room that I feel like is really, really good. With Patently Stupid, what you do in this game is you are given a problem, just a real world problem, and then you have to draw an invention, and everyone says, okay, whose drawing is the best? Whose invention is the best? But I think the dud of this game is that there's too much freedom. I feel like there should be more like rules and regulation of, oh, you have to draw something relating to this, because practically every single time I play this, it's just gun. So I feel like this game does have a lot of potential, but it's just kind of a dud. And not really like a bad dud. It's still like a fucking firework, but it's just not one of the crazy giant explosion ones. It's just one of the nice ones that go up in the air and pop. I think that playing this game a lot more would make me think it's better, but just from the experiences that I've had with it, it's a good time. It's a great time, but it's just kind of whatever. So honestly, I'm going to put it right next to Civic Doodle, because I feel like Civic Doodle and Patently Stupid are the same thing. Like, I feel like they are like damn similar. Zeeple Dome, oh my god. So I respect Jackbox fully for making this, right? because they were trying something new when they made Pack 5, and that was to make a game that wasn't like the rest of them. This is an actual fucking game. Like, straight up, this is an actual video game. That's what this is. The game itself has nothing to it. It is just an absolute you play it once just to see what it is, and you never fucking touch it again. Because, yeah, it's a neat little game, you know. It's just kind of similar to Angry Birds a little bit, where you just throw a guy across the screen, but, like, it's not good, really, at all. Like, it looks fun, it looks nice, but there is nothing to it. This could be literally anything, and it would work. Like, as a mobile game, this would be sweet. Just has something to dick around while you're waiting in line. But as a party game with friends, this is atrocious. There is no conversation between, you know, your fellow players. There's no discussion. There's no funniness. There's no laughs. There's no drawing, writing. There's nothing. It literally is just you playing Angry Birds. It's 4 people playing Angry Birds with themselves. That's what it is. Imagine you invited all your friends over so that everyone can play Angry Birds on their phones at once. That's what Zeepeldome is. And it's an absolute fucking stinker, man. I don't think, well, no, actually, I'd probably say it's worse than Bomb Core, to be honest. Zeepeldome is like, I really do respect them making it. The risk that they took is very commendable. But the game itself is just not good, man. Push the button, my god, oh god, get your fucking ass up there. It's practically a tie. Push the button and Madverse City being the best of all time. It's a very close tie. I'd probably give it to Madverse just because, honestly, I don't even know why. Fuck, they're both just absolutely amazing games. But Push the Button is very good. It's incredibly similar to Among Us. Like, it is damn similar. So what happens is you're in a spaceship, and one person in the spaceship is an imposter. They're an alien, and your job is to figure out who in your group is this piece of shit. Who is the imposter among us? So what you do is you pair off in random groups and stuff like that, and you play little games that test out, okay, who is the bitch of the hour? So, say, for example, if you get 2 humans in a game, right? And it'll be like, draw a flower garden. So, you got 2 people, they drew a shitload of flowers. Okay, well, they're innocent. But this guy over here drew a fucking book. It's clearly him. So, it creates a lot of discussion of like, okay, let's try to find out who is the guy. Who is the asshole among the group? But the catch is that they are allowed to hack. The aliens are allowed to hack either themselves to give themselves the human prompt, or to hack an innocent player to give them the shit, weird, freaky answer. So this game just is amazing in terms of the discussion, the drama, just the funness of it. It can even be fucking hilarious sometimes because of just the kind of wacky, weird scenarios that you could put your fucking people in. Being the alien in this game is an absolute blast. Being the human in this game is also an absolute blast because you're relaxed. when you're the alien in this one, it's not like Among Us where when you're the imposter, it's a lot more fun and it's like an actual fun game. No, it's super fun either position you get, but it's just super fucking stressful when you're the alien because anyone can kill you at any second. Push the Button is a 10 out of 10 game, but I feel like it might be kind of hard to explain to a newcomer, which I feel like is why I say Madverse is just a little bit better because of the simplicity of it. Push the Button is a game where you really do have to explain it to people what to do, how to play, what to press, in order for them to really get the full experience out of it. So I think it's a 10 out of 10. Would I say it's my favorite game of all time? Probably, but I do think that Madverse just razor thin beats it just because of how pick up and play Madverse is compared to Push. Role Models. Role Models is a game that I fucking love. I have never played Role Models and had a bad time with it. I actually get kind of pissed off when this game ends. So this one kind of takes everyone in your friend group and kind of puts them into quadrants, gives them labels, essentially. So if you were to take your entire group and be like, all right, which one of us is the jock? Which one of us is the nerd? Which one of us is the bookworm? Like that kind of shit. Role Models is that game where you pair off all of your people and you kind of categorize them into who would they be in this kind of situation. And it's a really fun game. I know that my example or definition of the game, the plot synopsis, is kind of really shitty, but that is actually the best way that you can describe it. It is just, it's one of those games where it's kind of hard to explain, but you just have to play it. If you have Pack 6, I highly recommend you play Role Models with a shitload of dudes because it is just super fucking fun. The only genuine catch with this game is that it is not even remotely fun if you're playing this with strangers. So if you're playing this in like a group of 4, right, and one of the group of 4 brings like a relative or a friend with them that no one else has met, Role Models is not the game for you because it would be a game where every single time that you were to categorize them, it would just be a random guess throwaway. This is a game where you have to play it with the people that you know and trust and shit. And it's honestly because of that why I can't give it an S tier, because I think that any game where you need to get a certain requirement of people to do it kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it. Push the button, I'll give an exception for, because anyone can learn it, but not everyone can learn your entire life story in a single night. So I'm going to give Role Models a high A, because I do think that is where it goes. Dictionarium. Dictionarium is the definition of forgettable, what the fuck is this? It's not bad. It's not good. It really is just perfect mid-C. In this game, what you do is you make up a word and you give it a definition. That's it. It's not fun. It can be funny sometimes, right? Which definitely keeps it out of like the D's and the F's, because I don't think it's a bad game by any means. It's just a game that, like, it's just forgettable. You can play this game 100 times and I can't tell you a single thing that's ever happened before. And so honestly, because of that, I'm just going to keep it right where it's at, just the bottom of C, because it's just okay. Joke Boat. This game, oh my god. This game, man, is so, like, ironic, because this game is fucking stupid, but it's because of it being bad and stupid that makes it just an absolute blast every time. I don't think I've ever played Joke Boat and had a bad time doing it. It's a horrible, horrible game, but it's a good bad, to the point where you are having a fucking blast. These games down here in these bottom two rows are all just kind of boring, dull, confusing, or even just shit. This one fits into that category, but it creates so many laughs and so much fun times to the point where I feel horrible putting it in DNF. So in this one, what you do is you have to make your own stand-up joke. You're given the setup, you have to write the punchline, which are pretty much guaranteed to always be terrible because of how just generic and safe they are. How many blanks does it take to screw in a light bulb? So you write, how many blanks does it take to screw in a light bulb? And then you say why. And every single time it's fucking stupid, but I love it. Talking Points is one of my favorite games in the entire series. I have never played Talking Points and had a bad time. That is just genuine fact. I adore this game. So you ever watch Impractical Jokers and you see like when they were given like the presentations in front of people that the other guys made? This is literally that. And oh my god, it is so much fucking fun. Especially if you commit to it and you actually stand up in your living room and point at your TV like it is a projection screen. That just makes this game so much fun. So what happens is one person goes up in front of everyone and gives a presentation on the spot. They have no idea what the presentation is about, sort of. They have like a synopsis, but they don't know what is going to appear on screen or what kind of words are going to appear on screen. That is entirely dictated by the assistant. The assistant's job is meant to help you. It's meant to try to get you through this dog shit so that you can actually present something good. However, if you play this game wrong and you play this with the intention of completely fucking over the presenter, this is probably one of the most fun games in this entire pack, man. Having a prompt so stupid as like I gargle fingers to then have to like show a fucking photo of a demon crawling out of a well. It's just like and then having to connect that is so fucking funny. Even when you're the presenter and you're just getting completely shitted on by your assistant, it's still so fucking funny, and it's still such an amazing... This is without a doubt the funniest Jackbox game. I will fight anyone on that. Quiplash, yeah, is kind of just funny by nature, but Talking Points and playing Talking Points incorrectly, I know it's bad, but playing it incorrectly where the assistant's goal is to fuck up the presenter makes this game so much fucking fun to the point where I'm genuinely gonna put it like right here, man. I think that Talking Points is probably the funniest and most fun games on here. It's not super reliable. You know, like I said, you kind of have to be a bit of an extrovert to even enjoy it. Because if you're a shy person or an introvert, you're not going to like this game. It's just factual. I'm sorry. You're not going to like this game. But if you are a person who is down and you're comfortable with your friends and you are willing to get up in front of everybody and give a fucking presentation on the TV, this is so much damn fun. It's not even like something to golf at. Like, this is a perfect Jackbox game if you fit the audience. And that is just... unfortunately, the best way to put it. Blather Round is a fun one, you know, because Blather Round is very simple. This is not something where you are screaming at another player, or you are trying to do your best to create the funniest thing to get the most laughs, or you're not trying to defend yourself off in like an onslaught of accusations. Blather Round is just a super fun, nice, relaxing, wholesome, well put together game. So in this one, what you do is you're given a prompt, right? Let's say that your prompt is Finding Nemo. So then what you will do is you will be given a shitload of random fucking nouns that mean nothing. And you have to then put that into context and try to have everybody in your group guess Finding Nemo. It's kind of like that everyone is given a prompt, a secret prompt that only they know, but you have to use what the game gives you, the dog shit, the nothing that the game gives you to try to describe what this prompt is while everyone else has to guess it. So, if your prompt is Finding Nemo, your prompt will be something along the lines of, ooh, look, a lost son, or something like that. Talk about fishy. Like, it'll just be some shit like that. Okay, talk about fishy. Ooh, look, a lost child. Finding Nemo. Boom, you won. It's a really, really fun word-building game. And I actually think that similar to Lice Water, if they played this in schools, this would be fucking awesome. Like, this would be so much fun, it wouldn't even be something to gawk at, bro. Blatherround is a safe bet game. You will never play Blatherround and have a bad time with it. It is just a genuine, fun-ass game. And because of that, I'm gonna put it right here. I think it's just... do I like it more than Role Models? I don't know, you know. I think they're both kind of ties. I love these games so much equally. I'd probably say it's like this, yeah. Fibbage, I'd say, is a better game just because it's just a better made game, if that makes sense. But these games are just, like, so close to being just S tiers. Because these ones up here are actual fucking, like, nuts, dude. Like, these guys up here are absolute just reamed classics. These guys are just really, really fun. The Devils and the Details, baby. So, this is a game that my significant other loves, and I couldn't be fucking more opposite. So, this is a game that I thought was bad when I first kind of played it, to the point where I would probably give it like a high D, just because it's not really my thing. But after playing it, you know what I'm saying, and after really digesting it and just seeing what it is you're doing, I'm gonna sleep on the couch tonight because I'm really thinking Devils is an F, and I'm gonna explain it because I know that this game is actually like near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. Let me tell you this, okay? This game is not fucking fun. This game and Bombcore are the exact same thing. Instead of it being fun sentences, or funny drawings, or word building, or making each other laugh, or trying to find the imposter among the group, this game literally is just stress, and that's it. And it's not fun stress where it's like, oh gosh, am I gonna win or lose? Oh, I gotta make it to the end first. No, this game is just everybody in a room screaming over each other, and that's it. That's all it is. The whole game just takes place on your fucking phone. There is nothing on the TV. You do not look at the TV one fucking time throughout this game. It is literally just you on your phone doing chores and shit. And what that essentially means is that you will have to clean a whole house. That's what the game is. And by doing that, you'll have to either rapid fire tap, or zigzag your finger across your phone or something. I just hit the mic, I'm sorry. But like, or shake your phone, or just do something like that. This game, very similar to Zeepeldome, is just a game where it's not really a teamwork thing, where that's kind of the point though. This makes it funny, is that it is a teamwork game, but this essentially is just a game where everyone is doing their own thing. Everyone is just looking down at their phones, really not doing shit. And when they are communicating with each other, it's screaming, it's arguing and fighting. It's not fun. It really is just an entire pain in the ass. And it kind of sucks too, because this game is in Pack 7. Pack 7 is all good. Like, every single game in Pack 7 is an absolute fucking A-tier game, except for Devils. It fucking tanks it so much. And even Champed Up, which we haven't gotten to yet, spoiler, is gonna get like an A, but like, or maybe like a B. It's gonna get like an A or a B, but like, Devils really holds Pack 7 down a lot, because it's not a game that's fun, it's just a game that's annoying as shit. And that's just the best way that I can put it. Champed Up. So this game is another game very, very, very similar to Split the Room, Patently Stupid, and Civic Doodle, where it's a game that I feel like has a lot of potential. It has a lot of funny, like, I guess potential, yeah, is the only really word I can think of there, but like, there is so much opportunity, there's so much opportunity in this game to make such funny ass shit, to make a great experience, but it's just not really a game that you ever really come back to all that much, you know what I'm saying? It's not really a game that, like, oh boy, I can't wait to play Champed Up, or, oh, hey, guys, we should all play Champed Up. Like, that will never come up. But every time that you are playing it, though, it's a great time. So what in this one you do is you and another person have to draw the champion of something. They are the masters of it. So if you right now were to draw to me in your entire mind, imagination, creativity, what you think the master of fast food looks like, what would you draw? Would you draw, like, a comically large fat guy? Would you draw a hybrid between Ronald McDonald and the Burger King? That's what Champed Up is. And then you have to say, okay, which of these two drawings that my friends made are better? Which one of these fit the theme the most? And that's what Champed Up is. It's super, super fun, but I feel like it just doesn't have, like, that stay factor of like, oh yeah, we gotta play Champed Up today. It's just like, hey, we haven't played this one in a while. Let's just chuck it on for shits and giggles. That's kind of what Champed Up is, and I feel kind of bad because the game itself is fucking awesome and super fun and funny, and it's just a great time, but it is just kind of a dud that kind of just goes like unshown. So I'm gonna give it a B tier just because I think it's an incredible game, but it's an incredible game that I just don't really see myself ever going to that much. Job, baby. This one is a controversial fucking pick with my group. Everybody in my friend group either loves this game or fucking despises it. My opinion, I'd say it's just kind of okay. I think it's fine. I think it's just an absolute just good time. I do think that it lasts too long. I think that this game does drag a shitload. If this game took away like 4 minutes of game time, I think it'd be a perfect baller. But in this game, what you do is you just write down a fucking story. Doesn't matter. You just write a bunch of shit. And then someone else, your resume essentially is what it is. And then another player will get your resume and they have to twist the words and move all kinds of words around to make it look like it's just some stupid shit. I don't really have a whole lot to say about Job. I think it's a good game. I think it's a fun game, but I don't really ever want to play it. I think it's just fine. It's just whatever. I would only play this game if everyone else wanted to, because I am so indifferent about this game to the point where I'm probably just going to keep it right where it's at, baby. It's just like a fucking just mid-C tier. Weapons drawn, I feel really, really bad about weapons drawn because I think that this game is very similar to Talking Points, as in like it's an incredible game if it's in the right group, and for me, I've never had that. I think that Weapons Drawn is honestly kind of a fucking bad game, I think that this is probably the most confusing Jackbox game ever. No matter how many times I play it, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. I don't understand what I'm doing. And it also really does depend on the drawing abilities of your friends, because what you do in this game essentially is you have to draw something and you have to leave clues knowing that it was you. But if your friend group has like a diverse skill set in terms of drawing ability, it's kind of fucking super easy to figure out who drew what. You know what I'm saying? So it really is just to the point where this game is just, I don't know, man. I got like no opinion on it, bro. It's just shit. Like, I mean, but I know that a lot of people love this game, man. Similar to, like, Zeeple Dome and, like, Push the Button, this is probably the most game out of anything on here, but it's just a game that I feel like wasn't playtested, because it's just, like, the whole gimmick of the game is just can be solved with common fucking sense. Like, it really is not just like, ooh, who drew this one? Who is responsible for this drawing on screen? Let's find out with clues and shit as to who this was. No, that's clearly mine. Everyone knows that that's my art style. Everyone knows that that's theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. It's a game. I don't even want to say it has potential, because I don't know if it does or not. But like, it's a game that I want to like. I want to find the enjoyment out of it. But the game itself is just so fucking, like, dumb, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, there's nothing to say about it. It's just a poorly, really thought about game. It's super confusing. This game has no tutorial either, which is really strange. But, like, the fact that this game is so confusing, and then even when the actual game itself starts, it's so piss-ass easy to find out who the killer is or who made the drawings and stuff. And it's just, this game just feels so not finished, if that makes sense. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's a fully realized concept. Or like it's like they had too many ideas. They had too many good ideas, but this game is so overstuffed with so much shit that they kind of lost the fun of Jackbox with it. They lost the simplicity of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to give somebody a fucking textbook definition to explain what the hell you do in Split the Room. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to explain to someone how Quiplash works. Weapons Drawn, you got an hour? The Wheel of Enormous Proportions, baby. This one is a good game. I do like this one. Pack 8 is kind of a giant fucking stinker. They hit goal with 7, and then they kind of struck it again with 9, but for some reason they stepped in shit when they made Pack 8, because literally every game in Pack 8 is kind of shit, except for like 2 of them that are just okay. This is one of the okay ones. The Wheel of Enormous Proportion is my favorite game of Pack 8. And it's also the trivia game. So instead of it being like Trivia Murder Party, where it's like a multiple choice question, this will essentially be like select all the above. That's kind of what this one is. So it'd be like, okay, which of these are real foods that exist in the world, and which one are just made up names? So you select all that apply. Whoever gets the most right moves on. Really fun game. It's a super fun game. I do enjoy it. But Jackbox 8 kind of has the same problem over and over, where the games just fucking go on forever. And again, this is another one of those similar to Job where the game itself is really, really good, but it just doesn't fucking end. And that is one of the biggest problems with Wheel, is that you can literally play like 3 rounds of Madverse before you will finish a wheel. Like it sucks how much this game drags on, because it is an amazing game. It's a really, really fun game, but it just gets held down so heavy by how long it actually takes. And also the fact that the winner is decided literally by random. That also is kind of strange to me. Like, you have a better chance. The better you do on the trivia, the better your chances of winning are. But knowing that the winner is really just decided by RNG also makes it kind of a pointless game. I do think it's really good. I think that it just goes on too long, and I feel like there should be an easier way to, like, solidify a victory for you besides just half luck. But I do think that it's a good game, though, at the end of the day. I know I'm shitting on it a lot, but I absolutely do love it. I know I haven't really talked about the aesthetic of a lot of these games, like the visuals of them all, but all of these games are fucking phenomenal in terms of, like, the visual quality of it, besides maybe, like, 6. And 6 does seem like a lot, but when we're talking about, like, 40 fucking games, you know, it's not really something to shit at. To shit at. What the fuck? I think the Wheel of Enormous Proportions has a shitload of opportunity to be good, but I think it's one of those games that just kind of gets held back by a lot of nitpicks. I do think that it is miles better than everything on the C tier, so I'll probably just put it in B. I would rather play it than Espionage. I'd rather play it than Faking It. I'd rather play it than I'd probably put it right there, yeah. Because I would probably rather play these 2 games before I play Wheel. But I do like Wheel. I do enjoy it. I do think it's a fun game. Pole Mine, baby. Pole Mine is just okay. I think that this game is a safe bet. I think if you just want to try something new, you know, hey, let's play a game we don't play usually. Okay, what's something that we're guaranteed to have a good time with that we don't really touch all that much? Pole Mine is pretty much a guaranteed bet. In Pole Mine, it's very similar to your trivia games. This also is somewhat of a trivia game if you kind of think about it a little bit. But this one, instead of it being select all the above or multiple choice trivia, this one is ranking. So it'll give you a thing. So like, say, Olympic athletes' number of wins. And so it'll be like, okay, here's 8 people, rank them from most to least wins. How do they fare? And so it's a fun game. You know what I'm saying? It's very similar though to a lot of games on this list where it's just fine. There's nothing really to talk about, to be honest with you. I think it's a good game. It's one of the games on this list that you are guaranteed a good time doing it. I have never had a bad experience with this game, and I don't think I ever will have a bad experience with this game. I think that it is just fine. So because of that, I'm going to put it right below Survive the Internet. This next game I feel really, really bad about because now we're in pack 9. Now we're in the most recent pack, and this is a game that I feel so depressed whenever I talk about Junktopia, because this one has such a bias for me, because my group doesn't really care about Junktopia, but oh my god, I fucking love this game, bro. I don't know why. I'm really considering like low S or high A. I fucking love Junktopia, bro. I think that Junktopia is an incredible game that has a lot of funny potential to it. So in this one, what you do is you have to select between 3 JPEGs of just random real-life images, and they could be some weird shit. Some of them could be like a nightmarish little baby doll, and some of them could be a lump of fucking Play-Doh. But what you have to do is you have to give it a name and give it a description of the item that you entirely make up, and just go from there, and you have to convince people that you would buy this. Would you buy this thing, this lump of fucking Play-Doh? But the description is that this is the lump of Play-Doh that Jesus molded when he was in the 2nd grade, and he stole it from Moses. Now, would you like to buy the Play-Doh? Like that's what you do in this game, and it's a lot of fun. I think that this game fucking kicks ass. I could play this game so many times and never get bored. This game is it's just good. It's everything that Jackbox should be, and it is. It's creative. It makes you write. It makes you think on your toes, or makes you, is that the word? Think on your toes? Is that what it is? I don't know. I think I may be mispronouncing that, but it's just a funny game. It's funny. It's creative writing. Like, it's just a good ass time, you know? I think that this game is just a guaranteed just baller. I don't think you're going to play this game and have a bad time with it, which is why it fucking sucks that my friends don't personally like it, because I think that this one's fucking incredible, to the point where I'm genuinely considering a low S, because I think that this game is just chef's kiss. I don't think it's as classic as, say, like Push the Button, Talking Points, Madverse, and Quiplash and Trivia Murder are, so I'll humble myself a little bit and I'll just give it the top of A. But I do think that out of the last, like, 2 packs, of pack 8 and 9, this is fucking with no hesitation the best. Like, it is so good. Up next, we got Roomerang. Quick Quicksort. So Quicksort is the stinker, I would say, of Pack 9, but it's not really a bad game, you know. It is kind of fun. It is kind of cute and quirky and wholesome. So in this game, what you do is you have to put certain things into a timeline order. So if it is, okay, let's say it's MCU movies, right? Oldest to most recent, and whoever does the best at that wins. It's a really just easy kind of, it's similar to Blather Around, how it's just kind of chill, just kind of relaxing, easy to understand. But in terms of it being a party game, where all your friends are at, it's kind of shit. Which sucks, because I would love to play Quicksort more, because it's my kind of game. I like ranking things. I like making top 10 lists and lists and just in general. It's fun. That's why I do these tier lists, because it's just a fun thing to do. You know what this is like? You know what Quicksort is like? Imagine if I were to make a tier list with all of my friends. Like, that'd be what Quicksort is like. If you enjoy making lists and you enjoy to like rank things about guessing or even just like quality or just ranking things, let's just say, but doing with all your buddies, then I'd say Quicksort would be a fun time. The only real negative that I have with this game though is that you have to play it in teams. Right, so let's say, for example, if you're playing this with 4 people, you have 2 groups of 2. If you are not currently playing, you are doing fucking nothing. You are literally either watching your friends play or you're just on TikTok or Twitter or something. That is a giant negative. That is like a damning negative. To know that half the players just aren't doing shit throughout the entire, even if you lose in some of these games, you're still contributing in some way. If you fucking lose in Trivia Murder Party, you could still do the questions and it will help you later on down in the line. But with Quicksort, if it's not currently your turn, you do shit. And since you're ranking things under like a strict time limit, you're gonna be kind of sitting there for a while. So when you are currently playing Quicksort, it's like fucking right here. But when you're not playing, it's literally the worst you can get because you are not doing anything. At least in Zeepeldome and Bombcore, something is at least being done. Something is being accomplished. But with Quicksort, it's kind of a shitter. It's a 50-50% stinker. Because if it's your turn, it's really, really fun. But if it's not your turn, you're bored out of your fucking mind. And what sucks is that I want to give it a good score because when it is your turn, like I said, it's super great. But because of when it's not your turn, you're doing nothing, bro, I gotta give you like a D, man. And that sucks because I think that this game will be super fun if the people who aren't currently playing still have something to accomplish, some kind of goal. Whether it be sabotaging the current players or deciding what comes next or deciding the prompts. Something like that for the currently not playing players would be something that would save this shit so much. But it's because of that Quicksort kind of gets shitted on for that, and I really don't like that. Non-sensory, baby, the last game of the day. So, non-sensory, I think, is pretty just fine. I think that it's okay. I would say that non-sensory is just as bare bones all right as you can go. I don't think it's a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't think that it is a game where like the drive to play it is super fucking high. So what in this game you do is you are given a weird thing, whether that be a drawing or a writing statement. You are given something and you have to rank it, whether that be on a scale of 1 to 10 or based on the year. And I know that sounds super fucking confusing, but trust me, Pack 9 has a lot of weird ass games to fucking to give like a plot synopsis on, I'll call it. But non-sensory, just it's good. You know, it's a good game. I feel so bad because I don't know how to explain it. It's just similar to Rumorang where you just kind of have to take my word for it. It's a fun game. It's a good game. But it does feel like it might be a little bit kind of bullshit because some of these things were like, okay, like right now, okay, here, I'm gonna give you a real prompt that we've had in a game before, okay? Now, I want you personally right now to think to yourself about this, okay? A prompt that we were given was I want you to draw something that is 60% tennis ball and 40% table. Good luck, motherfucker. And then everyone has to guess how much of the percentages. It's a stupid fucking game. Like, it makes no sense, and it's really shit. But the game itself is super fun, though. It's a bad game that's really, really fun. It's similar to Joke Boat. The game itself sucks dick, but because of that, because of the suck dick nature of it, it's a blast. You know, it's a great time, and I absolutely love non-sensory. And it's gonna suck because now we're gonna have just this big gray gap wherever we put it, because I'm either gonna put it in B or C, but like, I think that non-sensory is a game that has a lot of like potential to it, but it's just not something that I would ever really want to play. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what? I will actually make this even because I think Dictionarium is way too fucking high. There's no shot that Dictionary is in the same tier as Survive the Internet. All right, my boys, and that is my final ranking for the Jackbox Party Pack games, packs 1 through 9, because 10 hasn't come out yet, so we don't know any of those games yet besides its sequel. So this is what I got. So do you agree with my list, or do you think it's complete horseshit? Let me know down below, and if you'd like to see more of this kind of content, then the buttons are down there. You know what to do, and have a good one, so goodbye, see ya!